Okay, so yesterday there was some selling intraday, North Korea rhetoric. Spies gave a really nice entry down close to 248. Kind of close to this gap up here from September 11th. So I was fortunate enough to get long about 248.20 or so. So this morning we're just right back inside of kind of this lower range here, so above 249, 249.10. So we'll watch that 249, 249.10 for support, 249.50 for possible resistance, and 250. IWM still showing relative strength. So you probably heard me yesterday. I had a script in for a while to short it on the pop to 145. So short from 145.90. Took the 1 point down move as the trade. Actually came in about $1.20 from the high before rallying back up to 144.5. So now we have our new all-time high here, and we'll watch and see. Have alerts up here in the 144.80s. See if we continue to fail to hold above that area. And we also have good setup in terms of support. Let's call it 143.70 to 143.85 right here. If we get a break back below this area, hold below, maybe look for the deeper pull in. All right, RHT. So RHT, new all-time high, gapping up raise guidance for next year. Here's what it looks like on the daily. It's up a lot this year. It's up from 70, so up over 55% coming into the news, and gapping above 110 or right at 110 right now. So they did get a few targets raised to 120, but in these scenarios, when I see a stock like this, which is not a traditional momentum stock like a Tesla or a Netflix, something that's up this much for the year, can look for sell the news situation even on raised guidance. So let's see if we can come up with some levels to look at, because it is at a new high. So here's the initial reaction. After the initial reaction, it was having some selling here in the low 111s, 111.30, 111.40. It did spike, it looks like, for a split second up there to 112. I think anywhere in this area above 111, like right here, I'd be looking to see if there's failure there. And then the other thing I'd be looking for is, does it start to hold below 110 after failing there? And if it does, you make the play to 108, and maybe you walk into a move where a gap fills to 106, maybe even overshoots. Happy to play it on the long side. If after 10 o'clock it is holding above 110, or if it holds this 108 pullback level from the after hours. So that's that. The second one is Nvidia. So Nvidia got hammered with a bunch of other large cap tech stocks yesterday. Came out today that Alibaba, some of the big Chinese players, are using their stuff to power artificial intelligence, their GPUs, the processors that power that stuff. So let's look at the 30-minute on this.
Sorry, RHT. Outside of that.
So I mean, I think here it's pretty clear. So they ran it up to the high 180s. It came off to 178, held the next day, made the lower high, forming this downtrend here. Broke through that yesterday. Actually reminds me of Apple a little bit when it broke through 158. So it does, I mean, and remember, this is the most resilient stock in the market, right? It is the strongest stock. And so for it to pop on the open up to this area where it's sold off hard from 178, that doesn't seem unreasonable. I think after that, I'd want to see what it does in the 176. And if it fails to break down below 176 here, then you look for it to push right back up to 180. Darden. So, ooh, this is bounced already. Okay. Well, not that much really. Let's see. So they guided in line. It was down 4% in the conference call. That's only down 2.8%. Here's the daily. I have a script in to buy it at this gap low here from March 27th.
This MRNS.
So it almost got to that. It almost got down to the 70, kind of 79-ish. What do we have for resistance here? 84, 85. So, I guess there's a little bit of resistance here. Obviously, yesterday the morning low 82, and then the afternoon pullback low. So if it does bounce, that's the first spot you would want to see. If it fails, right there. AXON, just awful, although this has bounced a little bit now since last time I checked it 10 minutes ago. So it came off from 7.5 in the pre-market 8 o'clock. They flushed it down to 580. Now it looks like it topped out here in the 630. So it's about a half point off the low. I think I put as first resistance, in this area here where it broke down from in the pre-market 7.5. So if we look at the daily, I mean, it's never been down here. So I put no support. So the IPO'd here at 28. They sold it off hard down to 10 bucks. Tested 11 4 or 5 times before running it back up to 28 recently, and makes a new all-time low. I mean, geez, there's definitely some people call long this, right? So the question is, are they willing to sell it down here at 6 bucks because they think it's going to be worthless and go down to $3, $2, whatever? Because it's already down a ton, and you're going to get bottom fishers buying. You want to be a little bit careful right on the open of shorting a pop. You want to give it a chance to kind of really pop up to this area here first, or at least $7, like $6.85 to $7. And then, like, if it fails up here and it gets below 650 and it's holding below and it's just trending slowly, just stay short it until it breaks the trend. Maybe they'll walk it down all the way to $5. But again, tricky right on the open to short something down 75%. It's so low priced that tons of retail people are going to look at it and buy the dip, and it's such a low price stock that anyone with even a small account can buy thousands of shares. DGX. Okay, so DGX yesterday was fortunate enough to short this wick right here. It was me getting short at 96.50. Trended down, got flat into this. Tried to get long, or did get long. Here, like right around here. Problem was I set my stop here. So I got stopped out here. It popped back up to where I bought it. Then made a new low. What I was looking for, I actually had alerts lower here to see if it maybe would bottom lower than reverse, was some type of spike in volume. Now, I wasn't watching it. This was a pretty good spike in volume when I put in the low of the day, and then got back above 92.90. If you're watching it, it was obviously a buy here above 93.30. But this is a clear downtrend. Puts in a low, new low, sharp move up, consolidates, breaks to the upside. That's a long. That's a classic reversal pattern. How much did it go up from there? About $1.70, back to 95 bucks. So I would just have alerts at 95, and let me put on here 93.40. Actually, I put like a 93.65 alert. Keep an eye on it as well. See if it pulls right in there. Play it against 93.50. GM, got pretty lucky on this one considering it wasn't that weak. Shorted it in this pop here, 50, 55 cents. It stops above 70, came back down, covered some in the 30s, 20s. Never got flat because it never broke to the upside, never broke to the downside. Just basically spent the rest of the day between 20 cents and 45 cents. So alerts at 40, 25, 40, 20. Alerts at 40, 50, 40, 60. See if it breaks out of this range from yesterday. Facebook, I should have been talking about this in the morning reading yesterday, the day before. There was a lot of negative news flow on it. And it just was similar to Apple in that it was just kind of levitating at the highs. Here was the earnings, remember that? And then it'd come back down. But it kept on testing this 170 area here. Anyway, yesterday was the first down day on it, so we'll see. It's bouncing this morning, but we'll see. Like Apple, after the first down day, it had a few more down days. A lot of negative news flow in this one. What do we have for resistance? 65 and 66. With the Russia investigation and them selling ads to Russian entities and all that, and Congress is probably going to be, I think Zuckerberg's probably talking to Congress or someone from Facebook here. So, yeah, I mean, I guess my thought was, just like when Apple had its first down day when it broke below 158, it had like $2 bounces, $3 bounces. So in this case, 62, it's already bounced $2.50. A failure at 65 would be a good entry spot on the short side on this one. Play it to yesterday's low, see if it has another leg down at 160. So let's see, this is 175 is the high, 17, so 57. So right here would be a 10% off the high, and right, 7, yeah, it's about 10% off the high right here. So that's what I'd be looking at if it. And before that, though, you have this one kind of 59, 160 area. I could go really vertical here on this breakout above 156. Went from 156 to 165 in a hurry. And I guess this was the gap up on earnings. So there's some more downside here. And then yesterday you probably saw me, I just jumped in for a little bit of BABA just because it was down so much. But this is similar too. I mean, here's earnings right here, gapping. These things are just, they get away from their uptrends and they just extended from them. So there's probably some more down. Remember, Bob always overshoots to the downside. So I think I bought 68 yesterday. 60 probably is the downside on this one. 160, so 20 off, and that'd be a little bit over 10%, 11% from the high. So unless the market changed, then, you know, it could come into 150, and that would probably be like a really good buy longer term. As always, be patient and good luck.
Hope you enjoyed that video. You can actually watch that video if you're subscribed to our Trader 90 before the market even opens. What stocks are in play? What levels in those stocks are important? And how we might go about attacking that stock. That's Steve Spencer, 20-year veteran trader, laying it out there every morning before the market even opens. A really, really powerful tool to start your session off on the right foot. So right now we're offering a trial that you can take advantage of to access this meeting and other meetings throughout the day. We have a meeting at 11 a.m. Eastern where you can sit down with Mike Bellafiore and listen to him talk about what's going on during the morning session, what stocks were in play, what the best trade opportunities were, as well as maybe some things that we're looking at heading into the afternoon session. So I really encourage you to take advantage of that trial.